Welcome, everyone, to the Tethys Shipyards. I am Takeshi Yamato, the Yardmaster, joining our host, the Housecoat Gamer.
Yo.
Today, we are doing basically a double feature, but we will start with this, the Perseus-Class starship. A 23rd century design made by our friends at Cryptic for Agents of Yesterday.
Which could use a little bit of work, but not much.
Yeah.
General plan form's fine, but, well, those giant protruding gun ports. I think they need to go. They just don't look right.
Right. But, yeah, this is somewhat of an older design in the game, but it definitely looks like something that could have been made by Matt Jeffries.
Something we cannot say for most designs created by CBS nowadays.
Yeah. Anyway, so to start, we need a year this thing entered service.
Judging from the registry code, 2365.
All right, 2365. 2365.
Meaning meaning the exact same bloody time that Where No Man Has Gone Before was going on.
So 2265.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was probably built as as a heavy patrol cruiser or a medium destroyer, at least a medium destroyer at the very least.
Pocket
Basically,
battleship.
yeah. This thing is definitely more combat focused than other Starfleet ships of the time. So,
You could say it's the TOS version of the Defiant without being a TOS version of the Defiant.
yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna say that due to its general configuration and size, this might supposed to be the TOS version of the Walker. After all, just look at the configuration of the Walker, then compare it to this.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, 2265 service date, scale. I think scale 3 works.
It's not that much. It's roughly the same size as the Connie.
Right, Connie's scale 4, so yeah. Scale 4. I suppose that works. Well, maybe scale 3. It's a lot more compact. So probably has less crew.
Not that it needs much crew.
Yep.
It is designed to hammer something to death.
Yeah. Now, as per stat guidelines, the system points are start with a base of 40 at 2200 and then increase by 10 for each increase by 1 for each 10 years. So that's 46. Scale 3 reduces that to 45. So to start, we will to start the system point distribution, we will reduce we will reduce points to we will make an equal distribution of points. So let's see. We'll put 7 points in everything to start off with. That's 42 points. Now, we have 3 points left to determine. We have 3 points left to distribute before we can do further adjustments. I would say put weapons up to 9. I doubt a starship would have of this time would have a higher weapons score than that. That's probably the highest you can get. And we'll put an extra point into structure. So currently we are at comm 7, computer 7, engine 7, sensor 7, structure 8, weapons 9. I believe drop computers down to 6, put engines at 8, and well, we'll need to wait for Ron to get back, but I think that seems good. Oh, one thing, viewers. The people at continuing mission, the people at the continuing mission blog, a very nice Star Trek Adventures blog, statted the Perseus a long time ago. But that was, again, a long time ago. I think early STA days. That was before Utopia Planitia. This will be basically a more this is a take using the current rule set. Okay. Comm 7, computer 6, sensors 7, engines 8, structure 8, weapons 9. Yeah. We'll call that good. Now, department scores. As usual, we put 3 points into security, and we have 3 points. Can't put more than 2 into any one system. I will put 2 into security and 1 into con, just like the Defiant. Okay. Now, next up is talents. Talents. Well, sort of. All right. We'll look at the Defiant as inspiration, just because it is about the same size. Defiant has a blade of armor and cloaking device or improved impulse drive. Cloaking device, no, and I don't think this would have a blade of armor. However, we could do improved hull integrity, or maybe fast targeting systems. Yeah, fast targeting systems and improved impulse drive. Hey, so I've set up the system point value with 45 points as comms 7, computers 6, engines 8, sensors 7, structure 8, weapons 9. I figure, given this is the 23rd century, weapons probably didn't go up to 10 or more until like the 2290s at the earliest.
It makes sense. Starfleet is not technically a militarized organization.
Well, I'm just thinking that, like, even for the Klingons, a 9 would be like the maximum of firepower at this time, as of the 2260s and 2270s. But this thing is basically a heavy combat ship, a destroyer, a anti-pirate vessel, etc., etc. So, yeah. And for departments, I basically mirrored the Defiant with security +2 and con +1. Talents, I gave it fast targeting systems and improved impulse drive.
Sensible.
Yep. Next up, weapons. Phaser banks. I would also say phaser cannons.
Though I would say cryogenic phaser pulse cannons.
Right.
Not as good as the ones that end up on the Defiant, but...
Right. So,
and they still technically aren't counted as cannons because they can still fire pulses.
right.
Like super-powered like phaser beams that are interrupted.
Right. Phaser pulse cannons. Well, we can figure that out. Or maybe just phaser banks. I mean,
Mm.
you know, we'll do phaser banks for now. If someone has any ideas for a phaser cannon for this day and age, feel free to let us know. So, phaser banks and photon torpedoes.
Definitely photon torpedoes.
Yep. And a strength 2 tractor beam, of course. Now, traits. We have the Federation Starship for the traits. And lastly, special rules. I actually have one. I have an idea in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because this thing is meant as a combat ship, I would say they put some extra power into those phaser banks. Make them heavy phaser banks. You could
akin to the TMP Connie.
Right. Heavy phaser banks. I would say that you could use heavy phaser banks. The Perseus's phaser banks are set up to deal increased damage at the cost of extra power. Basically just adding a couple extra challenge dice worth of damage at the cost of a little extra power for the initial attack.
Oh, we're gonna have to deal with that concept later, aren't we?
Possibly. The phaser banks.
Yeah. Someone is going to need to have their head smacked.
2 power.
But I'm gonna save that for a later vid. Even if they actually deserve it right now.
Phaser banks cost 2 power instead of 1 to fire, but deal an extra 2 CD of damage. All right. That's what that's what I've got for the Perseus so far. I and I think that's good. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But great viewers, if you have any ideas, let us know. Anyway,
Upside down ship.
gotcha.
Why does it
Anyway,
work?
I don't know. Anyway, let us now move forward some 300 years or so to the
Oh my god, even upside down this works.
Theseus-Class starship.
It's a twofer.
Yep. Because, well, Cryptic made the Perseus, but they also made a 26th century starship that was somewhat based on it.
Why does upside down look better?
I do not know. But yeah, this thing also has some design elements based on those of the Enterprise J from the third season of Enterprise, because Archer did go into the 26th century at one point. Anyway, this thing is probably the same kind of thing. It's a heavy combat destroyer. Well, a medium cruiser at this point, because I think the Theseus is a lot bigger than the Perseus.
Only in terms of length. It's still the same mass.
Right.
Christ, why does this thing have to look better upside down?
I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot thinner. And judging by the window size does make me think it's a little bigger as well.
It's the same size, Take.
Ah, gotcha. Anyway, let's see. So we'll make this thing scale 3 again. This is tiny for the era. And let's see, entered service date, we'll say 25.
2540?
Let's say 2541. Alright. So now we start getting into the really big stuff, because, well, the rules are a little different. Every polity starting in 2400 starts with 60 points and then adds 1 point for every 50 years. So with 2541, this would have 62 points, and scale 3 would reduce it to 61. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do. So yeah, it's a lot of points. Let's see. If we just copy over the system values from the Perseus, we have 16. Let's see, 45 minus 61. That's 16 points to pump into this thing. So first up, weapons gets 3 points, goes up to 12. And structure and engines get at least 2 points each, up to 10. In fact, we'll do the same thing for all the other systems. Just 2 points each, just for starters. So comms 9, computers 8, engines 10, sensors 9, structure 10, weapons 12. We've spent 13 points. We have 3 left.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by the fact that it looks better upside down.
Right.
Seriously, it looks better upside down. Like
Alright,
a traditional Federation starship with guns!
let's put an extra point in computers. Just even that out. And we'll put a point in engines, make it maneuverable. Make it more maneuverable.
It is a gunship.
Yep. So we have 1 point left. And we have comms 9, computers 9, engines 11, sensors 9, structure 10, weapons 12. I think structure 10 is fine. We could put the engines at 12, or comms, computers, or sensors at 10.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that this thing is a future ship, which means more guns.
Yeah. You know what? It's the 26th century. They probably have more improvements. We'll actually put the weapons at 13.
Guns!
Yep. Okay. Now, departments. Just like the Perseus, 2 points into security and 1 point into con. And talents. Okay. Talents. Do not think this thing would have a cloaking device, and
not that they need them.
Yeah. Still not sure. I think we'll do ablative armor and improved impulse drive. Ablative armor and improved impulse drive. And weapons. This thing has phaser. We'll say it has phaser banks, phaser arrays, phaser banks, and phaser cannons. The trifecta.
Yep. As for torpedoes...
Yes. We basically have an entire... We have a massive spread we can work with. Let's see.
Quantums and chronotons.
Alright. Quantum torpedoes and chronoton torpedoes. Quantum torpedoes. Chronoton torpedoes. So, yeah, this thing is packing a lot of boom. Now, traits, Federation Starship, special rules, maybe something involving like prototype temporal drives or something, but I don't know what that.
It's a time ship.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the earliest time ship designs probably ever fielded. Anyway, I'm not quite sure how to make that work. So I'll just do a placeholder. Special rules and time ship based rules. Put those in parentheses. And I'll put I'll put that in the traits. I'll put a descriptor of that in traits as well. Prototype time ship.
Hmm.
Basically, the time ship technology is sort of being prototyped as of the 26th century, at least for mass production use. I mean, time travel is there's
Heavily,
all
heavily regulated.
yeah, but I
As
mean
it should be, as all potentially dangerous technology should be.
yeah, it's heavily regulated, but I mean, even in the days of, in the it's only in the later time periods that time travel technology becomes relatively easy to use. I mean, back in the 23rd century, most of what you could do was slingshots, slingshots around the sun. And I figure in the 24th century, that's mostly the same. Is still how it works, though. With the Iconian War and working with the Krenim, we have picked up a little bit of temporal technology, but not quite enough for that yet. Not quite enough for stable time travel yet. So I figure in the 26th century, this is that time travel technology is just barely entering proper full-scale testing use. Anyway, if anyone has any ideas for time travel rules, leave them in the comments for us. For time travel special rules, leave them in the comments for us, please. Anyway, that is the Perseus and the Theseus. In the 23rd century, a 23rd century precursor to the Defiance, and its 26th century proper successor.
Which looks better upside down.
Yeah. As always, there will be links in the description to the sheets for these things. I don't have any proper images to use yet, but hopefully by the time we get this thing posted, I will.
Bye.